I'd like to call to order the Westmont Village Board meeting, January the 5th, 2017, to order at 6 o'clock p.m. And ask Clerk Simsky for a roll call, please.
Mayor Gunther?
Here.
The clerk's here. Trustee Addington?
Here.
Trustee Barker?
Here.
Trustee Barry?
Here.
Trustee Guzzo is absent tonight. Trustee Little?
Here.
Trustee Nero?
Here.
Manager May?
Here.
Finance Director Parker?
Here.
Attorney Zemanek?
Here.
Hope she went someplace warm.
Would everybody please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome everybody, and at this time, I understand if there's anybody who wants to speak under open forum for an item not on the agenda, this is your opportunity. Seeing none, then I will close open forum and move on to reports. And the mayor's report is first, and it's always a pleasure when we have a promotion or a new officer, and I'd ask our police chief, please come up to the podium.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Village Board. This is by far one of my favorite times to come up in front of the board for these types of events. Tonight we are going to promote Rolando Padilla to the rank of sergeant. This was a position that was created last month in the last board meeting, and the Fire and Police Commission worked quickly to identify Rolando Padilla as the candidate for promotion, and so tonight we're going to get him sworn in. A little background on Rolando. He's been with the Westmont Police Department for 8.5 years. He served the last 2 years in the Detective Division. He does a host of responsibilities, including range officer, use of force instructor, defensive tactics instructor, taser instructor, and prior to becoming a police officer with Westmont, he served 12 years in the United States Army, 15 months in Iraq. So he is a veteran. He's been nothing but a stellar employee for the Westmont Police Department, and we're looking forward to his role as a sergeant back in patrol, supervising the shift. So with that, we'll bring up Rolando. Oh, wait a minute. Hold the phone. I almost made the biggest cardinal sin, and for which former Chief Mulhern would have criticized me immensely. With Rolando is his wife, Yvette, and the two best kids dressed from the police department, Jake and Logan. These are fashion plates. These kids know how to tear it up on the fashion scene. So now I'm good.
Okay, if you please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Illinois, the laws of DuPage County, the Westmont Village Code of Ordinances, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties for the office of sergeant to the best of my ability. Congratulations. You just get their family
Congratulations.
right before everyone is done here.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Sergeant. Thank you.
Jim,
Congratulations.
I get to shake it twice. Congratulations. All right, now you can stand here. We take a picture before you talk. The family, come on up. Tell the family, come on up. We'll get a picture of you. No, I don't need to be those. I don't need to be all of them.
All right.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Board of Trustees. I'd like to start by thanking the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners for their hard work. I know given the pool of excellent qualified candidates during the promotion process is a daunting task, and I truly thank you for this opportunity. I'd also like to thank all the supervisors I've had the opportunity to work with and for throughout the years. Throughout the years, I've leaned on you for your guidance and support that's helped shape me into the police officer I am today. As I begin this new chapter of my career, know I will continue to lean on you for that guidance and support. Former Chief Mulhern always used to tell me, plagiarism is the highest form of flattery, and if that's the case, consider yourselves flattered, because I will be using and borrowing a great deal from your previous work. Most importantly, I would like to thank my family. My family is truly my source of motivation and inspiration. You have been there by my side through it all, since my time in the Army, through my deployment in Iraq, and when I decided to become a police officer. For some reason, I could never seem to bring myself to get a job with normal working hours. Yet you have always been there. I am where I am today because I have your love and support. All the times I was ordered in as a junior officer to all the times I left in the middle of the night for detective call-out. You weren't always happy about it, but you knew as part of this calling. That encouragement and support has anchored me and never goes unappreciated. Thank you. I would not be here today without you. To the men and women of the Westmont Police Department, I am truly honored to be among you. When I started my career with the Westmont Police Department, I knew right away that I made the right decision. In these trying times for police officers throughout the nation, the overwhelming support we receive from the Westmont community is a testament to your hard work and excellence. Nothing we do goes unnoticed, and it's not always the hot call or felony arrest. Most of the time, it's the little things you do on a daily basis that makes the most impact. A wave to a citizen as you patrol your beat, or a high five from a kid as you walk to school. I truly look forward to beginning this chapter in my career with you. On a daily basis, you are the face of the Westmont Police Department to this community. Thank you.
And as per tradition, we do have cake and coffee available immediately, like right now. While I do have...
Why don't you mention our two commission members that are here who...
Sure. Bob Cavanda, Chairman Bob Cavanda is in the audience, and member Vince Musial are both in attendance from the Fire and Police Commission.
And there's a lot of work that goes into not only the promotion, but hiring new officers. So we thank them for their service, too.
Yes, absolutely. And other work that they just completed was, and since I have him in the audience, our newest officer, Hugo Pacheco, is attending the Police Academy starting this Sunday, and he graduates April-ish?
March 30th.
I knew that. So, thank you very much.
Well, thank you, and congratulations. Thank you.
That's good.
And I'll wait a second, and then we'll move on further with the mayor's report. I have a couple other items. One is a lot of people have heard about our Sister City program. We had a fortunate trip to Taiwan, and we're moving forward with our relationship with Hsinchu County. And we're going to be passing a proclamation declaring that they will be our sister city, and we'll be working on that in the near future. Along with that, my other item, I'd like to call Stevie G, because I always don't want to say his last name. Steve is with the Park District, and we just wrapped up our holiday celebration. Steve is the chair, and tonight he's going to give some awards out.
Yes, good evening. As Mayor Gunter mentioned, my name is Steve Gombieski, Superintendent of Recreation at the Westmont Park District, and I'm also a director on the Westmont Chamber and Tourism Bureau Board. Each year, the Westmont Chamber, in participation with the Village of Westmont, Westmont Park District, Westmont Historical Society, Westmont Special Events, and Westmont Library, conducts the Delightful Holidays Business and Home Decorating Contest. This is an opportunity for businesses and residents to show off their holiday decorating skills for the enjoyment of all. Thank you to everyone that used their time and talents to help make Westmont holidays so festive. Residents and businesses were judged based on originality, arrangement, theme, and overall concept. The judges had a difficult task, but after careful deliberation, we have our winners. Along with the mayor, our village board, and the community, it is our great pleasure to recognize those businesses that have helped bring warmth and good cheer to our community through their exceptional holidays decoration. Presenting the winners of the 2016 Holidays Business Decorating Contest. We will start with our third place winner, which is Alk Media Group, located on 38 North Cass Avenue. Give them a round of applause.
Go ahead, we're gonna take pictures. I don't want to. No? She really did. There's good. Get in there. All of you, let's do this. Ready? Here we go. One more. Thank you.
All right. Our second place winner is Safeway Insurance Company, located at 790 Pasquinelli Drive. Kara Perillo, is she here from Safeway? No? So she was on a flight back from Florida and is hoping to get here in time, but we'll present her the next time we see her. So let's give her a round of applause, even though she's not here. And our first place winner is Phillips Flowers and Gifts, located at 524 North Cass Avenue. Steve, are you in attendance? Let's give him a round of applause. First place.
Okay. Well done.
It's a pleasure being a part of the community for 30 years now. Thank you very much.
That helps when it comes to judging. All right. Now, we have I'd like to present the winners of our 2016 Home Decorating Contest. We will start with our third place winner, which is the Tracy family, who resides at 1116 Ashford Lane. Give a round of applause. You're back again? That's not fair.
She really knows how to decorate.
I made it into Griswold. Here we go. One more. Thank you. Congratulations. Well done.
She cannot come up a third time. That's part of the rules. All right, our second place winner is the Notoriano family, who resides at 29 West Traube Avenue. Let's give them a round of applause.
Congratulations. Well done. Very well done.
We didn't even enter this. Thank you.
And they're past first place.
They're past first place, and they didn't even enter this year. They win second.
Ah.
That's how good they are. All right, and our first place winner, the reason we're all here tonight, is the Hochin family, who resides at 135 South Court. Are they here?
Must
Hochin?
be present to win.
They're not?
We still clap for them.
All right, we'll get that to them. Let's give a round of applause anyways. So, again, on behalf of the 2016 Holidays Winter Festival Committee, I'd just like to again congratulate our winners this evening, to thank all of our participating businesses and residents for helping to make Westmont Holidays Winter Festival such a wonderful event. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Thank you, Steve. And that's really all I have other than wishing everybody a Happy New Year. I'll move on to Clerk Simsky.
I have several items tonight. First of all, I want to extend condolences to the family of Bill Swanston. Bill passed away last Saturday night, and he's been a valued member of this community for a long time. So, to all of them, we're very sorry. Rotary will have their basketball tournament starting Tuesday next week at the junior high school. I don't know how many teams exactly we have in it. Glenn probably knows better than I do if he's in the booth. But it's girls and boys, 8th grade, and it's always fun to watch them play. Are you going to be there to work?
I will be.
Good.
I got to sign up.
He's the best. Also, for an election update, all the village municipal offices and our library are unchallenged, so there are no contested elections this year. So, you know, we encourage people to get involved and should really get involved, so just going to add that. Water rates change will go into effect in January. Details will be posted on the village website. Adjustments are based on approved water infrastructure improvements. The Citizen of the Year nomination forms for the 2016 Westmont Citizen of the Year will be available on January 12th at Westmont Village Hall, the Westmont Chamber of Commerce, on the village website, and on the Chamber of Commerce website. Nomination forms will be due at 4:00 p.m. on Friday, March 3rd, 2017, at the Westmont Chamber office. Let's recognize our many wonderful residents that help make Westmont such a great place to live. So, and I just want to, Mike, you guys were out there, Public Works Department, after those big snows we had before Christmas. Fortunately, everything melted, but they did a terrific job on those streets, and it was ungodly out there, because I heard them, and they had to be going at least at 2 o'clock in the morning. I heard them. They work so hard, and they do such a great job. And just tell them we really, really do appreciate them. I'm not sure they know how much we do appreciate them. So, and from the police and fire department, I learned that we had a pretty happy, safe holiday season. So that's good news. And that's all I have.
Well, thank you. We'll go to Attorney Zemanek.
I've got nothing to report tonight, thanks.
And Manager May.
Nothing, sir, thank you.
And I'll go to the trustees, and I'm going to lead off with Trustee Addington, because he's going to recognize one of our businesses that probably is the best-kept secret. It will
Boy,
not
that
be
I
after
think
this.
is for sure.
Yeah.
Yesterday, for our economic development meeting, we did a tour of a company that is located at, it's on Blackhawk, that much I remember.
Don't
It was
tell us the
560?
address, it's Blackhawk.
650, Blackhawk. And the name of the company is Denver. Here since the late 70s in a couple different locations. They've been in their existing location for quite some time. They manufacture, and I passed out samples for everybody up here, several different things. This one that they gave us to pass out is what they call an easy pick, which is used in the dental industry. Again, is this what's being at the Jewel right now? They just got approved to put these in at the Jewel Osco through Albertsons. But they manufacture all kinds of things for the dental industry, including something similar to this, but has a little cotton tip, so when the dentist needs to, for instance, working on a root canal or something else, it gets down into that cavity. They can give a much better technical explanation than I can. But it's an international company, about 25 employees, and I think the most important thing is that these fine folks were honored as the Exporter of the Year for 2016 by the state of Illinois through the Department of Commerce and Community Affairs. And it's unreal. So we would like to honor them also. Mayor, if you would join me, we have a plaque to present to them. And then if they would come up. And the president is, and I'm going to butcher your name, I apologize for that. It's Fari? I did that right, okay. Masami? Yes. And I'll let you introduce the other fine folks that are with you from the company. But in the meantime, why don't we come out here and so we get you on the television screen. Is Larry here?
He is.
Yeah, why don't you come up too? Oh, here he comes, okay. We gotta have the camera, we can get it.
One detail.
That cake right here, Larry.
But this is, again, kind of, as we said, a secret in Westmont, because an international company, they sell all over the world, and they sell a great product, and quite honestly, it's someone we need to know, and they're local, they're right here. I know you live in town.
We live in town.
They're right here, they live in Westmont, and their business is in Westmont, so that's a real positive. So if
again,
one of you wants to say a few words.
We got
about
at least
the company.
applaud for you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We are very honored that you've recognized us as a unique company in Westmont. We are, as you mentioned, we are a small company. We are about 28 people, but we sell or we export to 62 countries, including China. And what we manufacture is primarily plastic products. And when I was in Beijing one time, I asked our Chinese representative, why is he buying products from us when every product that we manufacture has been copied in China? So why would you buy from us? It's more expensive, it takes longer, and so forth. He said there is a market in China that does not buy anything that's made in China. They like to buy things that are made in America or Germany. And all of our products, we have an American flag in front of our product. And also it says made in USA. So we are a 100% US company. We do not outsource anything. Everything that we sell, we manufacture right here on Black Hawk. I want to thank Gloria, our account manager. I think she's been with me since she was 9 years old. Without her, we would not really be able to function. And of course, my son, Sean, who, when he graduated from college, he joined the company some 11 years ago, I believe, something like that. Now he's a... So that's basically our company. We are a small company, but we sell to 62 countries.
And what's the country that buys the most from you?
Germany.
Germany?
Yeah, we do a lot of private brand products for companies in Germany, in Japan, and of course in the United States. But our biggest market after United States is Germany, then China. So
Again, well, congratulations.
thank you. Thank you very much.
To give you a little side note also, which we found very interesting yesterday when we took the tour, is they buy from locally. As a matter of fact, even some of their machinery that they had was actually purchased from a company that manufactured the piece of machinery right here in Westmont. So, and these little pick things, you wouldn't think that something like this would be that proprietary, but somebody says, oh, I don't like blue, I want pink, or I want yellow. So how many different colors I must have saw what?
Too many. We have about 21 different colorants that we use, yeah.
And that's the kind of request they get. Oh, we don't want this, we want a different one. I don't see what the difference is, but hey, they service whoever they need to service, and it's a great company, and we're so pleased to have you in town.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And then the only other thing, other than to say have a healthy and safe New Year, is kids, of course, were back in school at both of our school systems starting yesterday. So again, during kids going in and out, please watch out for our young people, and we want them to stay safe. And the last thing that I have, again, is to also say to the Swanston family, my condolences. Bill Swanston lived in Westmont for 50 years. He was 34 years as a trustee for Downers Grove Township. He was a 40-plus year member of the Westmont Lions Club. And at one time back in the early 70s, when we used to have an appointed position that was treasurer of the village, and Bill held that position. And I'm not sure for how long, but he held that position for a while as treasurer of the village of Westmont. So he's an old-timer, great guy, very dedicated, and loved this community and raised all his children and family here and still lived in town, so up until the end. So his wake is tomorrow at Modell, and the funeral is Saturday morning out of Holy Trinity. So we will miss Bill very, very much. Great person and great citizen of this community, and that's all I have, sir.
Thank you. Trustee Little.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll be very brief, as quick as I can. We had an administration committee meeting a little bit ago, and the highlighted report is everybody did activities from 2016 from each department, both IT, HR, and communications. So we have a wrap-up of everything great that happened this year. Also, our Sister City program update. There's going to be a really big year in 2017. We'll be doing a lot of additional activities, and additional information will be forthcoming. And then the last thing, well, no, one more thing. Self-serve alcohol is coming our way, so be on the lookout for it. It sounds very exciting. It's the newest and latest and greatest, so that's going to be a lot of fun. The last thing I want to report is the community coat drive coordinated by our village employees.
Yes.
We collected lots of winter paraphernalia that were handed out to all the local shelters. The Park District, the Village Hall, and the library all participated, and it was super. So thank you all for that.
Thank you.
Here.
Trustee Barry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple things. I have the Public Works Committee. We're going to switch our next meeting date to February 2nd. That'll be here at the Village Hall prior to our board meeting. And again, I want to piggyback what Jenny had commented. We had over 17 inches of snow in December. And of course, this came over all the weekends. And once again, Mike, the guys did an excellent job. And it's not just the snow, it's the ice that we dealt with the warm-ups and so forth. So, and to the water department, I'm sure there's going to be broken water mains if there isn't. So again, we really appreciate all their service that's going on out there. The Environmental Improvement Commission has their ongoing holiday lights can be recycled at both the Johannic Fire Station and the Westmont Library, and that's going to run through the end of January. However, the Christmas tree recycling is only going on for one more week, and you can put with your regular garbage. There's no stickers or anything needed. The trees should be free of decorations and no tinsel, and they should not be in a plastic bag. They actually will not take them if they are in a plastic bag. Again, to Mr. Swanson and his family, my deepest sympathies. We also lost, during the break, in my opinion, a Westmont legend, and as a guy who grew up in small business, he was one of the guys that kind of helped form the town when I seen it really changing. And Bob Sanoa had left us, and I know so many of us know him. And it was one of those things, as I was going to the service, of course, I see Bill Wavek and Marcel Levesque coming out, and all part of that era of really building the downtown and working together and helping our neighbors from a different era. So again, to the Sanoa family, our deepest sympathies. And again, highlighting our small businesses and buying locally, we encourage everyone to not only shop locally, but to make sure and buy your gas locally. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Trustee Nero.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple things. We're going to switch the Public Safety Committee meeting to February 16th. And I just wanted to wish everybody a happy and healthy new year. I'm looking forward to a productive 2017 and congratulate all the uncontested candidates. I think we're going to have another great board. And lastly, condolences to the Swanson family. They'll definitely be sorely missed. And that's all I have, sir. Thank you.
Trustee Barker.
Thank you, Mayor. Two things this evening. The next Community Development Committee meeting is Thursday, January 19th, right here in Village Hall. We encourage everybody to attend that. And then because of Martin Luther King Day, the Westmont First meeting has moved to the fourth Monday of the month, which is actually Monday, January 23rd at 6 p.m. at the library. And we discovered in looking at the calendar, January has 5 Mondays in this month. So that's all I have, sir.
Oh, thank you. Should I do this? Yeah, trustee Eddington.
One thing, again, Strategic Plan Implementation Committee is going to be meeting next Tuesday here in the room behind me at 10:30. Again, we had laid off for the holidays, but anyone who's interested in hearing what we're doing with the branding and some of the other things, we're going to restart again next Tuesday morning. Everyone is more than welcome to come.
Okay, thank you. Moving on, items to be removed from the consent agenda. Is there any board member who'd like an item removed?
Nope.
Seeing none, I'd ask Manager May to please read.
The consent agenda this evening, the first item is Village Board minutes. Board to consider approving the minutes of the Village Board meeting held December 8th, 2016. Next is Finance Ordinance number 16 in the aggregate amount of $3,088,893.21. It's followed by purchase orders. First purchase order for Mid-American Water, $22,402, represents purchase of bulk fire hydrants for stock. The second purchase order, Curry Motors, $28,350, represents the replacement of one of the fire vehicles. Third purchase order is for IRMA, which is our Intergovernmental Risk Management Agency. This is an annual, it's a self-insurance pool. This is the annual contribution for the Village of Westmont is $426,812.14. That brings the total of purchase orders to $477,564.14, bringing the total of purchase orders and finance ordinance number 16 to $3,566,457.35. That concludes the consent agenda.
Do I have a motion to approve as presented?
Motion by Addington to approve.
Second by Little?
Motion been made and seconded. On the question, trustee
Just
Addington.
one quickie, in the check that we send to IRMA, is that paid as a lump all at one time for the year?
Yes.
For the annual,
Yep. Yes. Any additional? Anybody questions? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Trustee Barry.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Motion passes. We'll move on to new business. A, commission appointments. Board to consider a motion to approve the mayor's appointment and reappointment of members of the following commissions: Fire and Police, Planning and Zoning, and Environmental Improvement. As a side note to that, I'm also one change in the chair. Greg Pill will be the chair for Planning and Zoning. So I'll ask Manager May to give some additional information.
Well, we have 3 different commissions that all the members are appointed by the mayor, but then ratified by the village board, and that's what you're doing this evening. The Fire and Police Commission, we met there earlier tonight. The 2 members, Bob Cavanda and Vince Musial, are both expired at the same time, so they are to be reappointed for 3-year terms. The Planning and Zoning Commission is already on a good staggered system, so you're only doing 1 reappointment, which is Commissioner Greg Pill on the commission, and then the mayor appoints him as the chair to fill that vacant position. The Environmental Improvement Commission is a little bit different this evening because they all also expired at the same time. So besides doing this, trying to remember to do this annually in January, we're also in the Environmental Improvement Commission. If you see on there that they are all being appointed for 3 of them for 1-year terms, 3 of them for 2-year terms, and 3 of them for 3-year terms, so that we can get them on that staggered system. The similarly, not similarly, but in addition, in the Environmental Improvement Commission, there is, in fact, they're all reappointments except for 1. Kate Johnson is a new member, very eager, been participating already with the commission meetings, but very interested in the work they're doing, and as Mayor and I met with.
And a couple Ed Richards, who's been serving on the Planning and Zoning Commission for 35-plus years, I believe.
All the way through Frank Bellerive.
Yeah, has stepped down, and we'll be inviting him in to recognize him in the future. I think he's traveling. So there is a vacancy in Planning and Zoning. Joel Hernsek had to resign from the Fire and Police Commission, so we're going to also be looking for a replacement for that.
That is a three-member board established by statute at that size, so there is a vacancy.
Yes. So we'll, in the future, be looking to appoint people to those two positions. So, and I guess at this point, do I have a motion to approve as presented?
Point of order.
Yes.
Just, should we do a separate motion on the chairman?
The mayor has the authority to appoint the chairman without the consent of the village
So
board.
that's really informational. We'll just,
Well, I wanted to make sure that no one had a problem with that.
oh, heck no, that's going to be fantastic.
That's what I thought.
Motion to approve, Nero?
Second, Barker.
Motion been made second to approve as presented. On the question. Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Barry.
Yes.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
New business B, 310 South Hudson Street, the setback variance. Board to consider an ordinance requesting a zoning code variance request from Clark and Karen Nieharth to allow for the construction of a home addition within a required front yard setback in the R3 Single Family Detached Residence District. And we'd ask Director Ziegler for additional information.
Thank you, Mayor. At last month's Planning and Zoning Commission, this was discussed as a positive improvement to the neighborhood. It's going to substantially decrease lot coverage and should be a welcome addition on the block. The driveway is going to have permeable pavers, and then additional lot coverage will be removed from the backyard, and the applicants were a pleasure to work with our staff, and we're available for any questions.
I have a motion.
Motion to approve, Addington.
Second, Little.
Motion made and seconded to approve on the question. Anybody in the audience? Anybody? If not, roll call, please.
I have a
Trustee?
question
Oh,
for Jill.
trustee.
Sorry, I was a little slow here.
All right.
Jill, is this something that couldn't have taken place unless we made that change in our setback?
We tried to fit it into that, but because the neighbors on either side were further back, it didn't meet those new requirements. So had the houses on either side been closer to the street, we would have been able to do this administratively.
Any additional? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Barry.
Yes.
Motion passes. New business C, 35 North Cass, Urban Veterinarian Associates. Board to consider an ordinance approving a downtown development grant request in the amount of $8,000 from Dr. Torek in the B1 Limited Business District. And I'd ask Director Ziegler to comment on that.
Thank you, Mayor. The new vet is requesting grant assistance with both the life safety improvements and with the new facade for the building. We had a lot of discussion at last month's board meeting regarding, perhaps changing some of our requirements for facade and life safety grants, and those will be coming up at our January 19th CDC meeting, potentially opening that up to other businesses beyond just in the downtown, and then also having at least a one-year requirement for businesses that receive these grants. In this case, the vet would not receive approval or would not receive reimbursement until after the investment is made into the building. So they would need to put in the sprinklers, put in the fire alarms, and then also do all of the facade improvements. So we feel that this is a great use of the grants, and this is, what I think the reason that they were written was to allow stuff like this. So there's still grant money remaining. There's $10,337 in the life safety fund and $5,000 remaining in the life safety fund.
And do you have a guesstimate of what they're going to be spending overall?
Substantially more than that.
I mean, it's going to be a lot more than that, right?
Right.
She's really improving the property, and she's going like a house on fire. Larry Forsberg, I know you, when do you think she'll be open?
Best guesstimate right now is springtime, but there's still a fair amount of work to do in the building, and you're right, they're investing a very substantial amount of funds into this building, and when it's done, it's going to look phenomenal. She's been posting some of her tile and flooring samples up on social media, and the plans look absolutely gorgeous, so.
Yeah, this is going to be a nice addition, working with the chamber and working with the community. I think we're going to be very pleased.
Yes, she's already been involved with our Downtown Westmont Business Alliance, and she apologized that she couldn't make it tonight. She's working in Wicker Park till 7:30, so.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion by Addington to approve.
Second by Little.
Motion made and second on the question.
Again, Mr. Mayor, just to piggyback what everyone else seems to be saying, I had the opportunity to talk to the doctor from the urgent care. Of course, he's tied into the yogurt store and the restaurant, and he is very excited to have some activity going on down there. He feels like this is going to enhance the whole block, and he is looking for the foot traffic. I would like to just make, to comment on the grant. I do like the idea that we're going in that direction of the business has to be established, and in the future, I hope that that's at minimum of a year before we invest the money into it. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any additional questions? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Little?
Yes.
Trustee Barry?
Yes.
Trustee Addington?
Yes.
Trustee Nero?
Yes.
Trustee Barker?
Yes.
Motion passes. We'll move new business D, 21 North Cass, Martina Studio and Gallery. Board to consider an ordinance approving a development permit request to allow the operation of an artist studio and gallery in the B1 Limited Business District. In Director Ziegler.
Thank you, Mayor. The applicant is requesting to operate an artist studio and gallery that fills a vacant tenant space in the Central Business District, TIF. This is a small space of about 400 square feet. It's going to be split between the gallery and the studio, and we're looking forward to having Martina in our downtown, and she would like to speak about her new business.
I just wanted to tell you, I had a really wonderful experience with my application for the permits. I felt so welcome and enthusiastic about putting my business here. So I just wanted to thank you for just, a really, really nice experience. I've been in business for many years, and this was by far the best, process I've had so far. So thank you.
Well, we're glad you're coming to Westmont.
Well, if I can find a place to park, I will be thrilled to be opening up probably very soon.
Good.
Thank you.
Well, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve, Little.
Second, Barker.
On the question. Anything additional? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Little?
Yes.
Trustee Barker?
Yes.
Trustee Nero?
Yes.
Trustee Barry?
Yes.
Trustee Addington?
Yes.
Motion passes. We'll move on to new business E, 408 to 414 North Cass. Request for extension of approvals. Board to consider an ordinance extending the variance approvals for Westmont Gardens townhomes in the R4 General Residence District. Director Ziegler.
Thank you, Mayor. This townhome development was originally approved in the summer of 2014. They worked with us because of the flooding issues on that site and next door to the north at the health department. So there were substantial engineering concerns. They've worked with us through several staffing changes with engineering and some changing engineering requirements, which they mentioned in their memo. They've now received engineering approval, and they're requesting a board extension until June 2017 to start construction. Steve Vernon is here if there's any questions about the timeline.
Do you feel that they're to the point now where they can move ahead?
Yes, we support the request to continue working and getting a shovel in the dirt.
Would you like to, any additional information, or just approve it, right?
No, we,
Come on up
we've
to the
been working
podium.
Diligently, as Joe mentioned, we certainly had some engineering hurdles. And when we last appeared, we thought we were there. Unfortunately, there was a change in the reviewer when we when we submitted what we thought was going to be our final iteration. And as you might guess, with any new reviewer, they have their own way of looking at things. So we responded to those more recently, had 2 minor comments come back, we responded to that. So now, finally, after a long period of time, I don't even think I had gray hair when we started this, but we are there now.
Good.
So we're working on our letter of credit and finalizing things with our subcontractors and hope to get started in April.
Super.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Nero.
Second, Little.
Motion made and seconded to approve on the question.
I would
Yeah,
just
go ahead,
hope-
trustee
I
Barron.
would just hope that this is gonna be it, you know, because it seems like it's getting to be long in the tooth.
It has been, and we're counting on it.
Great, looking forward to it.
Good. Any additional? Roll call, please.
Trustee Nero?
Yes.
Trustee Barry?
Yes.
Trustee Addington?
Yes.
Trustee Little?
Yes.
Trustee Barker?
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
New business F, 201 West Ogden Avenue, temporary parking. Board to consider an ordinance approving a request from Mark Iuzo to allow temporary parking in the B2 General Business District. And Director Ziegler.
Thank you, Mayor. Ogden Lincoln has surplus inventory, which is requested to be stored temporarily at Suburbanite Bowl. The request before you was supposed to go through this summer, but due to issues that we've had at other locations, we recommend only having an approval until March. The Clover's Nursery will be coming back for their special use approval and using Suburbanite Bowl, and we do not recommend having 2 temporary parking arrangements at the same time. So, Mark Iozzo's here if there's any questions about the parking request.
And again, the Clover starts their business April 1st?
They usually get their approval starts March 15th, so we would like to, we would recommend not having an approval past March 1st so that we have time to.
I see.
March 1st? I'm sorry, I think I
March 1st.
typed March 31st in the ordinance, so I'll correct that.
Thanks.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Barry?
Second, Nero.
On the question, Trustee Addington.
Mark, how does this work for you if we only go till March 1st?
Yeah.
Please. That way TV audience can see you.
Tell us where you're from.
A face for radio. You know, it's not ideal, but honestly, anything is better than nothing. You know, I have a guy I work with has met with Judy, who is the manager of the bowling alley. And she actually told us April 1st is when they start, but I'm not sure she knows 100%. I hope she does, or would think she would, but you know, it seems like, I was just talking with Jill about not having two special use permits at the same location. It seems there's enough land for both of us to coincide, but if that's the rule, that's the rule. But I mean, at this point, honestly, anything's better than nothing, but we'd love to try and, you know, maybe work down the road at the next few meetings to maybe make an exception or see what else can be done. Because what Judy did tell us is that, you know, this is their busy time of year right now, and you know, in the summer they're typically very quiet. Obviously bowling is kind of a winter sport, so maybe we can revisit it down the road if that is acceptable to you guys.
Well, it would work best for the village if you sold all those cars.
Yeah, well, it would work best for me too.
Right.
Yeah, we're trying.
I'm glad we're able to come to at least a temporary fix, and, you know, I'm sure we can, if you keep bringing in more cars, that's a good problem, right? So
Yeah, right, it is a good problem. Our business, you know, knock on wood, has been growing, and Lincoln has some products that have been resonating well with the public, so, you know, this is an ongoing problem, and hope to find a permanent solution. It's tough, you know, it's tough to find spots.
Trustee Addington.
Renovations will take how long?
Well, we're starting in about a week or two, and we're doing it in 2 phases, so we hope to have it done by the end of July. That's our goal.
I hate going against recommendation from
Can I, make one
staff,
comment?
but I'm wondering if leaving the ordinance like it was at March 31st isn't going to create I know two special uses at the same time, but, another 30 days probably takes some pressure off of you guys.
Yeah, anything would be a blessing.
This is the oldest Lincoln Mercury dealership in DuPage County and has been in Westmont a lot longer than me.
Yeah,
So
62 years.
that's right. So, again, I think that someone who's been with us for that period of time, we need to try to figure out how to work with. So, I would make a motion to amend the ordinance to allow them to go at least till the end of March. Leave the ordinance as it was originally drafted.
Second.
So, just a clarification maybe to Jill. Clovers hasn't even applied for that, but we're assuming they're going to, right? Is that, so,
We've spoken to them, and they should be going through planning and zoning in February.
so again, in theory, if Mark had it locked up till March 31st, we wouldn't be awarding 2 until Mark's was over.
The board has that choice.
Well,
correct?
I mean, we have,
My guess is if you call Suburbanite, they'd probably say, don't bump Clovers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be my guess. They'd say, keep Clovers and let Mark end when we start.
Yeah.
I know where you were heading, but I think staff,
well, again, I just thought we had control over not letting them overlap.
yeah, that's what we're
Should,
trying to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been busy with league nights, and we've been keeping an eye on it for the past couple weeks, and just having, 2 overlapping uses plus the bowling alley uses. It's
Well,
a
since
lot.
it's been on the ordinance, and I talked to Chief Gunther a little, is that it's surprising how crowded they are during the day. And again, I don't know if that's a winter type thing for suburbanite, but I've really noticed lately that the lot seems to be very full and probably due to the temperatures, I'm assuming. But, so again, I do have concern if all of a sudden we have 2 and all of their normal traffic too, so.
I would
If the
agree.
situation would change, what's the hardship in coming back and asking for a 30-day or 60-day extension?
Yeah.
Sure, that's always an option as well.
So the door is not closed, it's just, this is what we know for sure, and it can always be adjusted to accommodate you if it benefits them, I guess.
You'd have to come to a board meeting for that?
Yeah, that would require board approval.
Okay, right now, the amendment is to extend it to March 31st. It's been made and seconded. Any additional comments on that?
I think
And-
that's a good point, Trustee Barker. I mean, it gives the petitioner an opportunity, and maybe by then we'll learn if they are coming April 1st or
Yeah,
March
it's
1st.
not quite clear.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that, yeah.
You seconded the
Yeah,
motion.
you
I did, yeah,
Yeah.
I seconded for him.
Where are we at?
I'd ask for a roll call on the amendment.
Amendment.
This is going to be for the amendment to allow to the 31st.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Trustee Barry.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
No.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Okay, the amendment passes.
Now vote on the original.
Well, you guys are really confused if you pass this one.
Say the 31st, and I scribbled it out.
All right, the original motion was for till March 1st, and it was made and seconded. Any additional comments? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Barry.
No.
No, I'm sorry, this is the original motion to grant the temporary parking.
To March 1st.
To March 1st. I thought we just approved it to March 31st.
That's right.
Right. So what you did
we
was,
amended, okay.
all you did in the first motion was change March 1st to March 31st. Now you're approving the permission.
Still got to
part
approve the special
I
use.
got you,
until
okay.
March
I almost
31st.
fooled you.
Yeah, let me change my vote then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
So now are you voting yes? What are you
Now I'm
voting?
going to vote yes, yeah. But maybe.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
No.
Okay, so that passes, so March 31st.
Thank you very much.
Moving on, G, 428 North Cass Avenue, the Westmont Public Library. Board to consider an ordinance approving a request for a building permit fee waiver of $1,208 and a bond waiver of $7,420 for the Westmont Public Library. And Director Ziegler.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a fee and inspection waiver for the library's interior building renovation, and this covers the costs of our consultant review fees. And we recommend approval, and Director Cohen is here from the library if there's any other additional questions.
This is standard for other municipal forms
Yes.
of government. So
Yes, this only goes to the board because it's for the consultant fees. Our village fees have already been waived.
I have a motion.
Motion to approve, Barry.
Second, Nero.
On the question. Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Barry?
Yes.
Trustee Nero?
Yes.
Trustee Barker?
Yes.
Trustee Little?
Yes.
Trustee Addington?
Yes.
Motion passes. Now you can sit down.
Was the Jill Ziegler
New
order.
business H, surplus property, the Westmont Police Department. Board to consider an ordinance to declare certain Westmont Police Department equipment as surplus village property. And I'd turn to village manager for additional information.
The item in question is a bulletproof vest, and when these are purchased, they are village-owned equipment, but they are custom-made, tailor-made to the individual officer. This officer is taking employment in another police department, and being village property, it has to be declared surplus so that we can sell it to the individual for his use in the other department. Otherwise, it's just discarded and unused and wasted.
And this is standard, we do this?
Yes.
Motion to approve, Nero.
Second, Barry.
Motion made and second. On the question. Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Nero?
Yes.
Trustee Barry?
Yes.
Trustee Little?
Yes.
Trustee Barker?
Yes.
Trustee Addington?
Yes.
Moving on, new business I, Fire Department Promotional Testing Agreement. Board to consider an ordinance approving an agreement for promotional evaluations and assessment services with the Illinois Fire Chiefs Association. Chief Wise.
Thanks, Mayor. The fire department needs to test applicants and create an eligibility list for the positions of lieutenant and captain. Current list expires in March of 2017. The testing will be performed by the Illinois Fire Chiefs Association Promotional Testing Service. This is done every 2 years. Once we create the list, they're certified for 2 years. We do not have a current captain's list because we already have promoted all 4 applicants off of that list, and we have 2 individuals left on the lieutenant's list. We did use the Illinois Fire Chiefs 2 years ago when we did this testing, and it's the same agreement that we had from 2 years ago.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Barker.
Second by Little.
Second, Little. Question. Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Barker?
Yes.
Trustee Little?
Yes.
Trustee Addington?
Yes.
Trustee Nero?
Yes.
Trustee Barry?
Yes.
Moving on, miscellaneous. Are there any other items?
Mr. Mayor, can I have a minute, please?
Yes, you may.
I hate to keep you guys longer than.
Oh, no, we got an executive session.
We don't?
We do.
Oh, great. I would like to comment, when 4 years ago, I guess, we were during a transition at the village, and we did not hear the consistent positive comments that we hear about potential businesses, developers, everything coming through that office. And hats off to Jill and your staff and everyone. I mean, that is a consistency that we hear today that we were hearing just the opposite at not too long ago. So great to all the staff that's involved with that. So thank you.
Give me more time now.
Okay, what else do you need?
no.
Talk about the village manager? What do you want?
The tone has been set, and I think the staff is doing a tremendous job throughout with anybody who walks through those doors. It doesn't have to be a developer, it could be a resident or anybody, so I compliment the entire staff. Anything else? If not, I do need a motion to adjourn to an executive session to discuss the purchase of real estate for the use of the village pursuant to Section 2C5 of the Open Meetings Act.
Motion to adjourn to executive session. Little.
Second, Nero.
Motion been made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Trustee Little?
Yes.
Trustee Barry?
Yes.
Trustee Addington?
Yes.
Trustee Nero?
Yes.
Trustee Barker?
Yes.
Okay, when we come back out of executive session, there will not be any additional business, so we'll adjourn this portion to executive session. Thank you.